to Spartan Sports Central. Today we have a great show. We have Stafford Baseball coach Donald Allen, Stafford Softball coach Christian Arrambide, and Stafford Soccer coach Ruben Perez. And our player profile is Ashley Ramirez from the Stafford girls soccer team. All right, welcome to the show, Coach Allen.
Hey, glad to be here.
All right, I know this is your debut. Last year we missed you during the baseball segment. You guys have had a couple of really big non-district victories. You beat our neighbor, Fort Bend Marshall, 5A school, beat a couple of A-Leaf teams. Looked like a football score. What was it, 20-0 there? So a couple of big wins there. And then just talk about the confidence that those wins gave you.
And that's what baseball is about. I mean, confidence. Hidden, all of it is about confidence. So being able to play somebody like Marshall, which is right here local, right next to Stafford, and some of those guys know each other, that was very important to start off playing a team like that, and got them all riled up and ready to play. And but we've been doing pretty well. Okay,
and then you have a lot of seniors on this team. Tell me about them.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, with this being my second year, like you know, senior leadership is major in playing any sports in athletics in high school. And so this is something they've been waiting for. All I hear is from their parents and other people in the neighborhood and talk about this year is the year for these seniors. They've been playing many years together, and so they're looking forward to it, and I've been looking forward to just seeing them gel together and play together.
And then the leadership, have you seen a lot of leadership from this group?
Well, I would say I've been pushing a lot of leadership. You know, they've had some up and down, and they've been split up, so to speak, because that's what happened. They come in as freshmen together, and some will move up, some will stay down. And so as they get to now, they're all together. That's my job, to make sure they understand they have to gel together now and get back like they were as freshmen and understand each other, play well together, and everything else. So that's what we're pushing the whole time, is senior leadership and being able to do things right.
Okay, and then how much improvement have you guys done during the off season?
Right here during the basketball season here in the fall, we do have a structured program, and that's major because this year I did coach football. Compared to last year, I didn't coach football, so I had the whole fall with them. And so this year I had to split some time, and so once football was over with, it was very important that we started doing at least 3 days a week outside, 2 days in the weight room, and so we've had a pretty productive fall, which kind of helped going into that first couple of games. You can see we started off really doing well.
Okay. So you had a great effort from your pitcher in that played South Houston, which is a 6A school, and I believe it was Aaron.
Cardenas.
Aaron Cardenas, yeah, he had a complete game. I know you guys, fell short. It was 3-2, but a complete game from Cardenas. Just talk about, him as a pitcher.
Well, Aaron's a big guy, and so I love to see big pitchers. I mean, tall, can bring the ball from 6'3", bring that ball down to under 3 feet, which makes a difference. I mean, not to take anything away from smaller pitchers. I was a small pitcher, but they have a little advantage from being able to bring the ball at different angles. And that's what he's working on, and that's what playing against somebody like South Houston, that was one of our best tests that we had.
Is he probably your number one pitcher out there?
Well, I wouldn't say number one. He's one of the starters. I tend to tell my guys that they need to at least throw about 50, 60 pitches comfortable to get about 5 or 6 innings out of them.
Okay.
And then we can always bring someone else, but I have to have that 5 or 6 innings. And that's what we were shooting for, and that's what he did. And so it helped our team to have a position there at the end of the game.
So this is a really tough district year in and year out. You have like a lot of good teams. I know last year you beat Belleville, probably, I think the first time in over 10 years, and they're not in the district anymore. And then this year you guys start 4-0, which was the best, again, in more than 10 years for Stafford Baseball. Created a lot of excitement, and then a couple losses, but you guys are a resilient team. How does this district look?
You hit it nail right on the head. I mean, our district is one of the toughest in the state. And I would say that coming from Wharton and played against the Sealeys and the El Campos and those teams. So they're traditionally winning teams, and they play baseball. And so starting off last year, like you say, we won the first game against Belleville. However, this year we lost the first game. And so the only positive I told him, I said, well, last year we won the first game and we beat Belleville, but they ended up winning the district. So we lost our first game. So I said, hey, look, so everything is up for us to win the district now anyway.
And then, of course, this is going to air like on Wednesday or Thursday, but then you have Royal on Friday, so that's a very winnable matchup there.
Well, I wouldn't say a winnable. Everybody in our district can play, from Royal to Warden, Sealy, Neatville, Fulshire, which is just now having their first varsity.
First team,
And right now, they're hot. I mean, they've beaten everybody by at least 6 runs. Everybody played.
One thing I want to talk to you about, which was really big for not just for this season, but for your program, is on February 16th, we had the Michael Mesa tribute to the field, and we had, of course, Gracie Martinez on the program last time.
Yes.
And that was a very emotional event. And then not only that, but 3 days later, you guys got the first win at that Michael Mesa field by beating Fort Bend Marshall. And I think, have you played a second game there? Or I think it was Fort Bend Marshall, and then you played bowling down at their place, right?
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
and then 2 in the A-Leaf tournament. But so you guys have your own, that one win, and it was the opening win. So what a way to open that new field with the new name, with getting a victory there.
Yes, it was. It was quite an accomplishment for some people to get that done, and for our seniors, they were coached by Mike Mesa, so that was very special. And so I kind of leaned that on them, like, hey, look, something new. You can set the bar right now very high.
And what does his legacy mean to your program right now?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, it's like you said, the name of the field. This is the first season with the name of the field. So I'll throw that at the players and tell them, set the bar high. So you'll be the first, and you can set it as high as you want to. And they started off, ready to do that, and that's something special.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you, Coach. I appreciate you being on the program.
For sure.
Great debut there.
For sure.
All right. Next up is our softball program, Stafford Softball. All right, welcome back to Spartan Sports Central. We're here with Stafford High softball coach, Christian Arrambide.
Hi, good to be back.
All right, yeah, good to have you back on the program, Coach. So I know you guys had a couple of really big non-district victories. First, you beat Marshall, of course, our neighbor, 5A school, and then you beat a 6A school in Aldine, a couple big wins. Talk about those.
Those were some exciting victories for us. Both of those games we got behind and ended up just pushing through, and the girls just never gave up. Kept fighting, and then we ended up, coming back in the end in both of those matchups to win those games. So it was very exciting for the girls and good to see a little bit of fight in them to pull those out.
Yeah, and then I know we were talking before the show, and you said that I guess we had 12 rainouts this year.
12 rainouts, yeah.
So I guess Mother Nature either isn't a fan of Stafford softball or maybe softball in the Houston area.
It's been difficult, for sure.
Either way, that kind of impacts how you go into the regular season.
Yeah, because you use those preseason games to get ready for district, and you figure out your lineup and kind of juggle kids around and see what's going to fit best. And when you lose those games, now you're having to do those things during district. So it definitely impacts our season whenever you lose that many preseason games.
And then you played against Fulshire, which is kind of a budding powerhouse, 8 runs against them, which is more than most teams put up against the Chargers. But you guys had a good
They fought pretty hard. Our junior, Jasmine Oden, just her second year on varsity, and she hit one out of the ballpark for us, a 3-run homer, which was kind of a big, shot of energy to us. And it was nice to see that happen because she's been really working hard in practice every day with her hitting, and to see her have that success was a good thing for us.
And you talk about Jasmine who's a junior, but what about your seniors? How many are there, and what kind of leaders have they been?
We have 4 seniors this year. One is injured, so unfortunately she hasn't been able to play yet. We're hoping that she's going to get released either this week or next. She has an injured wrist. But our other 3 seniors have really shown great leadership for us. They lead the team in practice, in the hallways. I mean, just amazing kids. I couldn't ask for anything more as far as leadership from our seniors.
So are there any areas that y'all have improved in since last year?
I would say the strengths of this group is our hitting. We hit the ball really well. And like I said, these girls have put in a lot of hours, you know, in practice, just trying to improve. So to see some of them really starting to come along and their swings just improving every day, it's nice to see.
And then what about freshmen and sophomores?
You know, this year we have 2 freshmen on varsity, first-time varsity players. We actually have 7 kids on varsity this year that are first-time varsity players.
Wow.
So we're really, really young, and they're just, you know, our goal is just to get better every day. That's what we talk about every day of practice. You know, we just ingraining it, you know, get better every day. So.
And then I know you have today's your birthday. I know we filmed this on Monday. So any birthday wishes for the rest of the week?
You know, I would like to see us get a district win this Friday versus Brookshire Royal at home.
And that's here in Stafford?
Yeah,
so
it's a
folks
home
should
game,
come out and
so
support
that'd
y'all.
be an awesome birthday gift from the team if they could pull out a victory there.
Okay, and then what are some of the keys going to be against when you guys go up against Royal?
Our pitching needs to be solid. You know, we need to not give up very many errors defensively and try to play a clean game. And then, of course, hit the ball. So.
Okay. And as far as this season, do you feel like you can work on a lot of things that build, you know, become a contender next year?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And our JV coaches are putting in a lot of good time with our JV team. And, you know, that's our future. So to see them getting better every day is encouraging for, you know, years to come when you have talent coming up through the ranks. So we look forward to that.
All right, well, thanks for being on the show, Coach.
Thank you
Appreciate
very much.
it. All right, next up is our player profile, Ashley Ramirez. Welcome back to Spartan Sports Central. Ashley Ramirez has had a remarkable career on the soccer field and in the classroom. Randall Williams caught up with Ashley this week, and here's the profile.
Defense is not a particularly glorious position, but it is an essential part of any sport. And that is a perfect description for Ashley Ramirez.
Ashley's been on the varsity team since her freshman year. She was under Coach Malmrose, the previous soccer head coach for the girls team. So I've known him for quite a few years now. This is my 6th year and my 3rd year as the head coach. So I've had her for about 3 years. She's a very intelligent soccer player on the field defensively.
My dad would always watch any soccer game on TV, and then I would just go sit with him. And I don't know, I just got into it as a kid and started playing the sport.
So Ashley, is there anything in your career so far that you're especially proud of?
Winning against Sealing, which was a tough game, but eventually we won. We were down 2-0, but then after the game, like second half, we won 2-2, well, penalties, and then, yeah, we won.
So as she prepares to go to college and looks back over her high school years, what will she remember about Stafford?
I like how it's small, but not, everyone knows each other, basically. Well, that I noticed, because I came from a different district, HISD, and then moved here my freshman year, and it was a little hard to get used to, but eventually I made friends, and I like it here.
The nice thing that I know about Ashley is that she's going to HBU, which is my alma mater. So she's going to a great university, and I'm just proud of her and her work ethics and her attitude towards doing things for me will translate out there and has translated in her classroom too. So I just wish her the best of luck and to always work hard no matter what situation comes.
For Spartan Sports Central, this is Randall Williams.
What a great segment. Ashley recently returned from a trip to Greece and Italy. The next time she goes there, she may be playing in the World Cup. Next up is SHS boys soccer coach Ruben Perez. Welcome back to Spartan Sports Central. We have a special guest on the show, and that is Stafford boys soccer coach Ruben Perez. Good to see you, Coach.
Good to see you, Mike.
All right, so you guys are gearing up for the playoffs about now, huh?
Yes, sir. We got 2 games left this week, and two wins this week will make us district champs.
Okay, so how do you feel like the season has gone so far?
You know, the season so far has gone pretty well. We've had some bumps throughout the season itself, but we have a pretty good record, and it seemed like we're trying to gel at the right time. And you know, we try to push to try to be gelling and be going on full cylinders around this time, so that way we can ramp up for the playoffs.
Okay, and you have several seniors on this team.
Quite a few. I believe it's 10 seniors that we have. A couple of seniors have been with us for 3 years. This is their 3rd year. One senior has been with us all 4 years, and that's Jesus Iniguez. He's started as a freshman for us at goalkeeper, and he's been on the varsity team for the last 4 years.
And how's the leadership been with this team?
You know, the leadership, we've had our bumps there as well. We have some guys that have been with us for a while, but we've tried to find the right mix, the right match in order to get everybody on board at the same time, all going toward the same cause. We have guys, of course, that have tried and have been doing as good a job as they can, and I think we've got things figured out right now in order to move forward.
So I know this will air after you play Needville and then Fulshire?
Yes.
So this is airing after the Needville game, so we'll post the results of that. But with Fulshire coming up on Friday, the last game of the regular season, what would it mean to you to win another district championship?
Well, it would mean a lot to us. It would be our 4th. The past 4 years, we've been co-champs a couple of times. Last year, we were all by ourselves, and we'd like to be able to do that again this year. It's a common goal that we try to stress at the beginning of the year, and it just kind of helps us forward as we move into the playoffs as well.
And then the playoffs, two of the last 3 years, you guys have gone to the regional semifinals. So you've been up there in College Station, lost a center both times. But do you feel like this team can get back to that spot or even beyond it?
It's been our goal this year to try to push through and try to get beyond where we have been. We feel like we have a talented enough team to do that. Leadership has stepped up. Like I said, we've stepped up throughout the year, and we feel like we might be able to do that as long as we take care of things, one game at a time, and are able to go through into the playoffs with some momentum.
Is there any way to know a possible first-round opponent at this point?
We know the district we would match up with, but right now I couldn't tell you for sure where we're going to be, let alone where any of those teams may be at this time.
Okay. So what do you think some of your keys to success in the playoffs will be?
Keys to success, of course, will be us playing together, us gelled as a team, as a group, playing well when you need to play well, and having fast starts.
Okay. And I know you said some of your players may have a chance to play at the next level. Are some of those kids getting some looks?
Nobody yet. We have some schools that have, we've kind of showed some interest towards. We're just kind of waiting to see if they're going to be able to accommodate and, what is going to be the best fit for some of these kids.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. Good luck Friday and good luck in the playoffs.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching Spartan Sports Central. We look forward to seeing you next month in April with our next edition.
This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.